Do you think it's possible that there is life after death? And what is out in space? This universe is so huge, and we physically interact with an incredibly small amount of it. There's massive amounts of things out there that we're just a little tiny speck of dust in this big, huge place. And thinking that we are special and that it all belongs to us prevents us from finding what is there. We got to knock that off. We're not special. But here's what I've been doing in my channel. Oh, first of all, my name is Dan Paulson, and welcome to the channel. What I have been doing is looking for the pattern, trying to understand the pattern that Joseph Campbell identified as the hero's journey. It is a template of a way to move along. If you play it out in your psyche, what it actually does is it permits you to self-heal. However, the self-healing is a difficult thing, and it is nested in a variety of different ways. I'm going to tell you what I find this teaching in the Emerald Tablets of Hermes and the Kabbalion, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, Hermetic philosophy, the Dhammapada, the Holy Quran, the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita, Homer's work, mythologies, classical Greek mythologies, Tao Te Ching. This one teaching is in all of those. But further, since I've decoded them, I can actually put everything that is that path, I can put that all in plain language. It doesn't have to be mystical. So I've unnested that secret teaching in all of those. However, if you go to any YouTube sites that feature those, or Gnosticism or things like that, you will find thousands or hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of people that are really focused on, Thoth was real. He came from somewhere else. It is written. Oh, the watchers from this are, whether you're looking for God in a supernatural or other sorts of things, humans tend to, for whatever reason, they seem to be more prone to do that than to say, wait a minute, how can you prove that? And people can talk and talk and talk, and they can reason. You go here, you take this, you take that, and we bring that over. And we network that into our heads until it makes sense to us, even if it's total crap. Most of it is. When you're on the search, you start not knowing what there is. And you let the answers that you come up with guide your progress. The way outward-seeking people search is not like that. What they do is they find something that they like, or maybe that they've been conditioned to, and they go with that belief and say, I like this. Let me go start looking at it and putting all the pieces together. And you'll put those pieces together. It'll make sense to you. You will create a reality that isn't true. You can't search with knowledge of what there already is. You're not going to find what's really there then. You're going to block yourself from seeing what's there. That's what I want to do next. I'm going to put on my foil hat. I'm going to do something completely different. I've been very grounded. I'm going to stop that for a minute. All of this very fun UFO activity and things, our technology is emerging to the point that we have evidence that there's something going on that was like, it's not of this earth. What is going on? Is it possible that, I'm going to stretch, okay, foil hat on, everybody ready? What if Earth is indeed kind of a primordial soup for the physical world, but that spiritually we are on an evolutionary path, that we can become something more? And of course, I don't have any evidence of this. I just, you know what I want to do? I want to talk through this. Like when I was doing the pattern recognition and trying to decode the verses, the more I posted and the more I talked through it, the more it helped me learn. So I think I want to do the same thing here. Although all the other teachings, it's there. I'll leave all the videos there. People can go through that if you want to. But I'm moving on to the next place for me, and that is why is that one teaching everywhere? And there could be, it could be easily explained as, this is just how life works. When you are emerging from an animal species and we go through uncontrolled things that really hurt us as children and adults later on, but we've built these networks of so much hurt and pain and confusion that our lives continue to emerge because of that stuff in there. And that the teaching is that that's what's happened, and that and your life is going to unfold because of the way you perceive your experiences. And that in order to change your life, you have to change the perception of those experiences in order to heal yourself, which removes that massive hurt inside of you. It's a way to rise up above it. It's a way to elevate above the animal place. So this process is showing us how to rise above society. Rise above the normal life things where you're caught up in life. You're a product of what is happening around you, as opposed to someone step back going, oh, yeah, I'm not wrapped up in those things. I have sides, I have feelings. I'm going to go help somebody. I'm not going to go in the street and protest and get angry and add my anger to something. I'm just going to take that time and go help the cause that I want to work for. I'm going to do something positive instead of something negative. We still get caught up in those feelings and everything. But that's what this teaching is about. It's how to become that person that stepped back from things and not hurt, and that is understanding, and that, life works okay. You have a better flow of life. You have a better experience in life. You don't have things that are nagging you. You don't have things that are haunting you, things that continue to play out in your mind, and you try to resolve them, but they continue to happen again and again. This is what they're teaching us to do, and that's what's in there. And all of the outward-looking magical stuff that's the box. Although not all of them are boxes. The Thoth one, yeah, that is. There are other ones that are just carrying cases, but they're like Hinduism, for example. They have the inward and the outward-looking processes work together. You can turn inward and just say, oh, my third eye is this mass of perceptions, period. And you know to go clear it out, and you can do it very aggressively because you know that that's what is the problem. But many people are going to not be able to do that, to face that kind of stuff. So what Hinduism would do was take them through practices, meditation practices, talking about chakras and things like that. Those things are not there. They're not there. There are no physical things that are there. Now, I know a lot of people will tell me I'm wrong. What they are is imaginative things that are there that you hold your focus on as you're meditating. And when you're doing that, it's effective. You're wiring your brain. It's not that you're changing a chakra. It is that your mind focused on something, doing something, is changing the state up here or working around it. So it is something that is effective, but it's going to be slower because it's not going directly at the issue. It's kind of like trying to find peace and calm and acceptance gradually. And it will also work. So, and religions are that way. However, I don't want to get into all of that. The teaching is that to rise above. Taking that, what do I want to do next? Yeah, the stuff in space fascinates me. Also, some of the idea that there may have been a civilization of humans before us. That reset could very well have occurred, because I think there are some out of place artifacts that I find to be pretty bizarre. Some of the ways that stones have been cut and left in place in Egypt, and there's signs of work there that are not just stone pounding or saw cutting. There's other things. There's something else we don't know. I think the pyramids were built by the Egyptians. I have no question about that. Those are big. I'm talking about hard stone bowls, though, not the limestone the pyramids were made out of, but stones that are so hard you almost need diamond to cut them. And they have cuts like they were machined. Although at the same time, they might be fake. Who knows? They could have been planted there by somebody. But it's weird. that's how I will question things. I will say, "Ooh, I see that bull. They said it came from here," but I go, "Okay, that's cool. That's a good data point." But it could have also been salted. It could have been brought in by somebody who said, "Ooh, look what we found." That's probably not likely, but when you search, make sure you keep all that in mind, or you'll get tripped up into something. Always suspect what you come up with. Look for other ways that could be answered. Don't just go with one answer that sounds good. At any rate, so yeah, that's what I want to explore. What's there? Can we talk to the UFO people? People try that, huh? I don't think that I would think that they are interdimensional, not from across space, that they're not physical beings like us coming from light years away. I'm more inclined to think that because the scope of energy in the cosmos is incredibly broad, that vast majority of the universe we don't interact with. We can't, it's energy and it's stuff that's there, but it isn't physical matter. We exist in a very, like 10% of the universe is physical, and one little tiny speck called Earth we're a very small, incredibly tiny part of what there is. And is it possible that life exists right here with us? The multidimensional stuff. They exist in energy realm that we don't interact with. I don't know how that would work, but we're seeing stuff that defies what we can do, and it seems to, well, anyway, yeah, that's more fascinating to me, because I think that if they are, if there are nurseries in the universe where we are emerging, yeah, I don't know. That gets into a whole different thing, because I struggle with the idea that everybody that is born is just going to move on. I would think that if you're trying to get souls to develop, you want people that can get along with other souls no matter what they're like. So, I don't know. Anyway, how does this sound? I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but I think that I'm going to try to discuss the different possible things, including the idea, perhaps, that we exist as data on the event horizon of a black hole. What if everything that we see and all that other stuff, all the things that are around, I don't know. That's why things look weird, huh? Why it looks like there's a matrix, a structure, something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but there's something else, and it's not in religion for me. So, I hope it interests you. Throw some comments down below if you have any ideas on it. And, if you're done with me, click off. That's fine too. I'm going to do something different here. It's fun. All right. Well, love one another always, and I'll see you in the next video.